everyone. If this is your first visit to my YouTube channel, welcome. Hello, my name's Jo. And if you're returning, welcome back. So today I'm going to look at another bead weaving technique or stitch. And this makes the most beautiful beaded rope, and it's super quick. We're going to be looking at the Russian spiral today. So here's one that I've done using 4mm fire polish and size 11 seed beads. I made this one into a bracelet, and for seed beading it is super quick. You can bead that up and finish it off within an hour. Before we get going, let's have a look at what we're going to be using. I'm using some Fireline here, and I'm using the crystal, the white, and it is actually the 8 pound, the thicker one. It's fine to go through the size hole in the beads that I'm using. I'm using a size 10 beading needle, and I've got my thread zapper here to cut off threads when I need to. I have got 3 different colours of pearls. They are 4mm pearls. They are cream, frosted almond and frosted whisper. I've got these 2 8mm pearls, and they are a Swarovski crystal pearl. They're called powder almond. And these size 11 Miyuki seed beads are galvanized light beige, but they're a lovely rose gold color. So that's what I'm using bead wise, and I'll pop all of them down in the description in case you want to use my colorway. And I've got a very pretty little rose gold toggle clasp here to use on the end. So in the one I made previously, I used 4mm fire polish in 3 different colors, again with the same Miyuki seed bead, and I just finished it off with a couple of gemstones before the clasp there, and that's what I'm going to be using the bigger beads for. It's not necessary, but it does just finish off your beaded rope. So you'll notice that I have labeled my 4mm pearls A, B and C. That's for the cream, the frosted almond and the frosted whisper. And I've done that because you're probably using different colours to me. And it's quite a mouthful constantly saying pick up a frosted almond or a frosted whisper. I just get completely tongue-tied. So if you set your beads that you're using, whether you're using pearls or fire polish beads, set them out in their groups so that you've got them A, B and C, and then you'll be able to follow the demo. You'll see I've also picked up, I've got a little fire polish bead here, 4mm. That's not included in my design, but I'm going to be using it as a stopper bead. So you're going to thread about 2 meters of your Fireline or your wildfire, whatever your chosen beading thread is, onto your needle, and pick up your stopper bead. And we're going to move that stopper bead down towards the tail end of your thread. You want to leave about a 20 centimeter tail, and we'll use that 20 centimeters at the end to add on one end of our toggle clasp. So to make it a stopper bead, all you do is you pass the needle back through the bead from the base to the top, hold on to the tail, and pull your thread all the way through. And now nothing is going to fall off the end of your thread, but it is really easy to move it by sliding it up and down your thread, so that when you get to the end, you can just slide it off the end of your beadwork and add on your clasp. Right, so we're ready to get going with our first round of our Russian spiral. And we're going to start by picking up 3 of our size 11 seed beads, then A, 3 more of our seed beads, and 1 B. I'm picking them up because the pearls with the coating, the holes get slightly clogged. You won't find that such a problem if you're using fire polish. So I've got 3 11s A, 3 11s B, 3 more 11s, and 1 C. It would help if I could hold on to them. There we go. So that is on my needle. Slide those down to your stopper bead. I'm just going to move these up a little bit so they're going to mix together, but you can see what's what, just to give me a bit more space here. And I'm now going to pass my needle through all those beads again, not through the stopper bead. You skip out the stopper bead and you pass your needle through all the beads, making sure you're going through all of them. If you need to do it in stages and not all in one go, then do, because if you skip a bead, you're going to see the thread. And when I pull my thread through, this is going to form my first little ring of the Russian spiral, or my first little round. So when I pull it tight, you can see it pulls it into a ring. I'm going to slide that stopper bead down a little bit. There you go. It's pulled into a little ring with my colours A, B, C. So my thread is exiting C at the moment, and I'm just going to complete that loop by passing through those next 3 seed beads through the A, and I'm going to exit the very first seed bead beyond the A. I'm just going to flip it over and pull through. Don't want to get my tail caught in there. Right. I flipped my work over just because I like to bead the Russian spiral in an anti-clockwise direction. If you like to bead the other way, that's fine. So there's my thread exiting the first size 11 seed bead past A. I've just come past A, so I'm going to pick up 1A. Move my thread out the way. And 3 seed beads. I'm going to skip over the next 2 seed beads and my B coloured pearl, and I'm going to pass the needle through the first seed bead just beyond the pearl. Pull your thread through, and this is now my second round, which is going to sit just above that first round I did. So you can see how it's layering up. My A is now sitting slightly on a diagonal but above the B. So I've just passed over B, which means I need to pick up a B and 3 seed beads, and I'm going to do exactly the same. Skip over the next 2 seeds, my C coloured pearl, and pass the needle through the first seed bead beyond the next pearl, which is the C colour. Pull your thread through. Let me move that stopper bead down a little bit so that it's out the way. So now my B, if I turn it on its side, is sitting slightly on a diagonal above the C. So I've just passed over C, and I've got one more to add in, which will be a C. So I'm going to pick up 1 C and 3 seed beads, and this will complete round 2, but I need to step up to the outside for round 3. So just as I've done before, I'm skipping over the 2 seeds, the pearl, I'm going through the seed bead that's just on the other side of the pearl. This will become a bit clearer and easier to see the more I've got to hold on to. It doesn't help that that thread has just tangled itself a little. So I've just completed round 2, but I have not stepped up yet. And to step up, I need to pass through my A from round 2 and the very first seed bead on the other side of it. Oh, I can't wait for the thread to get a bit shorter. It's difficult with the camera just above my hands. Right, so now I'm ready to start round 3. I've just passed through an A. I need to pick up an A and 3 little seeds. And we're going to skip over the B and pass the needle through the seed bead just beyond B. I've just moved over a B, so I need to pick up a B, 3 seed beads, skip over the C and through the first seed bead on the other side. I've now got my last one. I've just skipped over the C. So my last one for this round is to pick up a C. Come on. Three seed beads. And I'm going to do as I've done before, skip over the A from the previous round, go through the seed bead on the other side, that one. I need to step up as well, so through the seed bead, through the pearl, and through the seed bead on the other side of A. Pull your thread through. And I'm ready to start the next round. So I'm going to do one more with you, just because there's so little to hold on to and you can't really see the spiral starting yet. So I'm going to pick up, I've just gone through an A. I'm going to pick up an A, 3 seed beads, skip over B and through the first seed bead on the other side of B. Just skipped over B, so I need to pick up a B, 3 seed beads, skip over C and through the first seed bead on the other side of C. These seed beads are what's going to form the spiral, and your pearls or your fire polish will spiral in their colours too. So I've just skipped over a C. I need to pick up a C, 3 seed beads, and I'm coming to the end of this round where I need to step up as well. So skipping over the A from the previous round, through the seed bead on the other side of the A, through the A from this round, and through the first seed bead on the other side of the A. And that's my step up. Ready to start the next round. So you can already see there that my little spiral is starting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a few more rounds. If you need to pause and rewind and have a look again, then please do that. And I'll come back to you when I've beaded a couple more rounds so that you can see how that spiral is developing. I've beaded a few more rounds and I just wanted to show you how the spiral is developing. The seed bead spiral is spiraling in this direction that I'm showing you with my needle. But the beads you'll see are spiraling in the opposite direction. So if I take those whisper ones, they're spiraling round on this diagonal. Those cream are spiraling round on this diagonal. So they kind of cross each other. It's a bit easier to show you what I'm doing now that I've got something to hold on to as well. So I've just completed a round and I'm exiting the seed bead on the other side of my A. So pick up an A, 3 seed beads, skip over B and go through the seed bead that's on the other side of B. Pick up a B, three seeds, skip over C and go through the seed bead on the other side of C. And the last one to complete this round, having just skipped over a C, I need to pick up a C, three seed beads, skip over the A that's sitting lower down from the previous round, go through the seed bead on the other side, step up through the A from the round we've just done, and through the seed bead on the other side of A. Ready to start the next round. So I'm going to continue because you want to bead a length that's long enough to go around your wrist, but remember to stop short, allowing for your clasp. So I'll come back when I've beaded the length I need, and I'll show you how to add on the clasp. I've beaded the length that I require, and you can see I've already added my tail end of my clasp with that 8mm pearl, just to bring the other one back into shot to show you how I finished it off differently. I just used a wheel, a gemstone, I think it was a turquoise magnesite wheel on either end before I added my clasp. So there are no hard and fast rules with this. Have a look at your stash, see if there's something you can use. And you don't actually need to put a bead on the end. You could just end it straight here, going to your toggle clasp. I just think popping the bead on the end finishes it off really neatly. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. I've just added in my last C and I stepped up through the A. So I'm now ready to add my pearl onto the end. Now to give a bit of extra oomph, you could go round that last round, pearl, 3 seeds, pearl, 3 seeds, pearl, 3 seeds, just to finish it off. So I've gone through 1, there the next 2, and I would then go through the pearl. And this will just give you that first round that we did right at the very beginning when we added our stopper bead. So through the next 2, and I want to go through the pearl. And I've gone through 1, so I need to go through 2 more pearls and back, or 2 more seed beads I should say, and back through the pearl. And that just pulls that last little round in to a ring as we had before. And my thread is exiting a pearl, so I'm going to add my last bead now. I'm just going to pop that through. And you're exiting a pearl on the side and you want that bead to sit in the middle. So once you've attached the clasp and you come back through the pearl, you can see I'm exiting a cream one there. I'm going to come back through one on the opposite side to pull this bigger bead into the center. So I've gone through and I'm just going to add on 1 seed bead. You can add on as many as you like. As I said, there are no rules to this. This is just the way I'm doing this one, and I do each one differently. So 1 seed bead through the loop of my clasp, and I'm going to pass back through the seed bead and the bigger bead. So back through both. Pull my threads in tight. Now I want that to be sitting more in the center, so I'm going to come over to, this is my C pearl on the other side, and get my needle in through it and pull my threads, and that automatically pulls it over, but there's still this B pearl, so I'm going to come through the seeds and through the B as well. I can't do it all in one. I'll just come through the seeds for a start and then get my needle through the B pearl, and I'm going to come back up through the big bead and the seed bead again, and this is now going to really pull it over into the middle. It's also reinforcing your clasp, which takes the brunt of most wear and tear. I'm going back through the loop of my toggle, and then I'm going to pass back down through the seed and the larger bead. And then I'm just going to come through that A pearl again from the opposite direction just to secure it. So I'm coming through from this side. Pulling everything tight so that not too many threads are showing. So now you can see how that bigger bead is sitting in the center a bit more. And now it's just a case of ending off your threads. So I'm going to come down the seed bead spiral. I might come down one more. I've come down 3 and I'm going to come down one more. Just the one. And I'm going to tie a double half hitch knot. So, I'll come down a bit too far. I'm going to go down to the next lot of pearls. Basically what I want to do is tie a couple of double half hitch knots and then hide the knots in the pearl. So I'm going to catch the thread between the seed bead and the pearl. So I've gone under the thread, through the loop, and pull my needle through, and that is a half hitch. And I'm going to do it once more, through the loop, and then I can thread through my pearl, and that will pull my knot into the pearl and keep it secure so that I have no chance of trimming it off when I come to losing my threads. And you can do that again just to be extra safe. So I'm going to come through this little seed bead that's sitting here, popping out just before the next pearl, and I'm going to tie another double half hitch knot. There's nothing worse than if you've spent hours on a project and you wear it a couple of times and the clasp comes undone because you haven't been secure in tying off your threads. Through the pearl, and now I'm ready to use my zapper. Get rid of that thread. Oh, my zapper needs new batteries. And there you have your beautiful little Russian spiral bracelet. So they are quick to bead up, and I'd love to see them. If you make one, please pop it onto my Facebook page. I'll pop the link as well in the description. And if you have any questions, just pop them below and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. Thanks for watching. Bye.